making you. Connecting with Jesus, every breath I take, I breathe in you. Woo! Every step I take, I take in you. You are my way, Jesus. Every breath I take, I breathe in you. Woo! Singing waves of mercy, waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see your face. Your love has captured me. Oh my God, this love. How can it be? How can it be? How can it be? Jump! La 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 la.
Good morning and welcome back for day 3 of Vacation Bible School. We're super excited to have you back today for one of, I think, a really fun day full of a lot of really fun stuff. And so we have extra special helpers today to talk us through day 3. And so today we are talking about fears and worries. And this is a sheet we're going to walk through and show you what you're going to do with this sheet today. We have some creative activities for you to do. And we are hearing the story of Jesus who is calming the storm. And so we have all sorts of supplies in your bag today. I'm going to ask some of my helpers. I have three youth helpers today. We have Grace and Maddie and Annalise, and they are going to hold things up from the bags today. Come over here. Over here. Okay, so in your bags today, first of all, we sent just a couple fun water play activities. So you should have got a beach ball, some cool sunglasses, and a water gun. Also in there were some bubbles, and we have something really fun planned for the bubbles. And then we also have a little sandbox activity where you're going to build your own sandbox fun. And Mr. Kurt, who I'll introduce in just a minute, is going to walk you through that. You have your packet for day 3. If you want to hold that up if you want to page through, there's a bunch of different activities. Again, questions to answers, things to do. You look so cool with your sunglasses, Grace. And then we've got a little baggie that doesn't seem like it has much in it. Annalise, if you want to hold that up. But in fact, there's a boat in that bag. This is like, you know how they used to put ships in a bottle? This is a boat in a bag that you're going to create a little bit later. And then up in front there, we've got a prayer box. And so this is an activity we're going to show you about too, where you can put your prayers and worries in a special place and trust that God has them. So to guide us through today, we have an extra special guest, someone who has helped us at VBS for many, many years and loves to create things. So I want to introduce Mr. Kurt's going to come up. Yay!
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Yay.
Some of you know me, some of you don't, but if you know me from VBS, we've done a lot of activities other years, and I'm really excited to have fun with you today and show you some exciting activities that all are about the Bible lesson of the day.
And so we're going to start. Oh, okay. And we're going to do. Yay, Mr. Kurt. We're going to go to our farm tour in just a minute, a few more minutes of our farm tour. But while we're doing that, we want you to get set up for your first activity. And so the things that you'll need for that are your straws, your food coloring, and your bubbles, right?
And this paper.
Because when you come back, Mr. Kurt is going to teach you how to make a storm on your paper using bubbles, food coloring, and straws. So we're going to do that when we come back from our farm tour. So get that all set up, and we'll see you back in a few minutes. Thank you, volunteers.
Jazz hands. Spirit hands. Did you ever see that movie? Oh, which one? Bring it on.
Okay, we're back here.
He's probably 25 years old.
Somebody singing, Lord, Kumbaya. I said, somebody singing, Lord, Kumbaya. I said, somebody singing, Lord, Kumbaya. Oh, what rain, snow, fire, wind, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, 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 Kumbaya. Somebody's dancing, Lord, Kumbaya. You know that somebody's dancing, Lord, Kumbaya. I said, somebody's dancing, Lord, Kumbaya. Oh, what rain, snow, fire, wind, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, 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 Kumbaya. Somebody's laughing, Lord, Kumbaya. Yeah. Somebody's laughing, Lord, Kumbaya. Somebody's laughing, Lord, Kumbaya. Oh, what rain, snow, fire, wind, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, 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 Kumbaya. Somebody's praying. Somebody's praying, Lord, Kumbaya. Somebody's praying, Lord, Kumbaya. Somebody's praying, Lord, Kumbaya. Oh, what? Rain, snow, fire, wind, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, 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 Kumbaya.
Everyone, Lori and I are here with our 3 alpacas. Why don't you come on in? We want to kind of talk to you about why we have our alpacas. So Lori, tell us why these friends of ours are important to our farm.
Well, the alpacas have this neat thing on them called fiber. So we can take that fiber once a year. We shear these guys, and we get enough fiber that we can knit sweaters, blankets, and we can even sell the fiber. It becomes yarn. You can spin it into yarn. So they're very valuable. And the fiber on these guys is like cashmere. It's you know cashmere?
I think I've seen it before.
What do you think
I don't
it's like?
own it. It's smooth. It's quality.
Smooth,
Yeah.
but it's very soft. So it's so soft that you, because I know you're starting
Yes.
to knit,
Yes.
you know, one day could make yourself a sweater
couldn't
out
have
of one of those animals.
One of these
Isn't
days.
that awesome?
Now, I saw you dump a bunch of grass. What kind of grass are we feeding our alpacas?
So they graze during that early morning. Wow. So they graze during the early morning and they eat the natural environment out here, whatever grasses grow. But then in the afternoon we feed them orchard grass and Bermuda.
Great,
And
it's a
those
blend.
it's a blend and we mix it together and they get very excited when it's time to eat, as you can tell.
And these alpacas are, I think, 8, 9 years old. Is that correct?
Yeah, the one, this is Gloriana, the brown one, and she's 8, and the other 2 are 9.
Great.
And that's Laura Bell and Honey. They came with names when we got them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we'd have picked them.
But I think they're probably one of our favorite animals. They're very majestic. They make these, noises when they're hungry. And one thing we've learned with these alpacas is they're not a fan of our pigs.
No, they're afraid of the pigs. They're herd animals in a sense, and they're very protective. And they travel in groups. You should never just have one alpaca.
No.
They'd be really sad. But pigs threaten them.
Yeah.
So they're always on guard for something that's going to attack.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought they wouldn't like poor George?
Should we go see the sheep?
Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
it.
Well-
Okay, so Anthony, these are, do you remember their names?
Yes, we have Roscoe and Waffles.
Yeah, but what are they?
Oh, these
Are
are
these goats?
These are not goats. They're not zebras. No, I don't remember.
These are sheep.
Sheep, and they're a special kind of sheep. What
Yes,
kind?
they are called South Down baby doll sheep.
And what makes them special?
Well, they're tiny. So if you notice, some sheep get really, really large.
Oh yeah.
And these sheep are tiny, and these are full-grown sheep right now.
Wow.
And they also have really neat they call it fleece.
Mm-hmm.
So we call it fiber on the alpacas, but on the sheep it's called fleece.
Okay.
And we can knit with this as well.
That's so great.
Yeah, we can spin the yarn and we can sell it.
And they were just sheared because I remember a couple months
Yes,
ago
oh
they
my
were
gosh.
so fluffy, which is important in the mountains. We get a lot of snow,
Yeah, right.
but in the summer it's so hot, so it's important
Yeah.
for us to keep them cool, right?
So we shared them just, I think a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's already starting to
It
grow
is.
back. But by winter, it'll be that thick.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And they kind of smile sometimes. We look
Oh,
at them. They
yeah.
have like this little smirk on them.
They're friendly.
Yeah.
They love to be petted.
Yeah.
So that's our South Down baby doll.
Doll sheep. So this is one of our farm dogs. His name is Ranger, and we also have Shasta and Annie. We love our dogs because they protect our animals. As you can see over here, we have our goats up on the top of the orchard where they're eating now. So Ranger is here to protect them, keep them safe. He's a big old teddy bear, but we're so proud and thankful to have a dog to make sure that our animals are safe. And then on the farm, we have Shasta and Annie guarding down there. So these are livestock guardian dogs, and they are doing a great job to keep our farm safe. Welcome to our goat area, living space of the orchard. We have 5 goats here at Liquid Grand Farm, and they all have so much personality, which I love that about the goats here. So let me introduce you to our goat friends. So right here we have Tic Tac, we have Jessie, Regina, Laura Beth is eating back there, and then we have Esther eating inside the goat structure. So a little bit about our goats. If you look at Regina here, she is fully grown. She is not a young goat. She's fully grown. She's a Nigerian dwarf goat. Then we have Laura Beth, who's a pygmy goat, and also Esther. So Esther is actually the mother of Laura Beth. And then we have our 2 brand new goats that came here not too long ago. And so I'm not sure if you can tell, but our goats are pregnant. So that includes Regina, Laura Beth, and Esther. So after they give birth, we'll be able to use their milk to make goat soap. We've done that before. And so we've used like different things from our garden, like lavender and sage, to kind of give the soap a scent. What we love about our goats is when we have a lot of weeds, they'll chop that down. And so right now we are feeding them their afternoon feeding, which is alfalfa grass. But during the day, they will just kind of roam the orchard and kind of eat all the weeds here. So we love our goats. Like I said, they have a lot of personality here. So one thing I wanted to teach you about our goats, if I can get Laura Beth to turn here, if you look at their pupil, it's kind of a rectangle. You can see that. But the reason why they have that is so that they can be on guard if there are any predators kind of walking behind them. They can kind of get a full perspective other viewpoint. So it helps them to keep safe there. So kind of a little fun fact about our goats. And one thing too, if I can open up her mouth, goats only have bottom teeth. You see that? It's kind of funny. They only have bottom teeth. So if you ever were nibbled by a goat, it wouldn't really hurt because it's just the bottom teeth are there and the top is gums. And that also is for the sheep as well. So the goats only have bottom teeth. So on our
Okay, we will be showing more of our farm tour tomorrow, but now I want to welcome up Mr. Kurt, who's going to, and Zoe, are you going to help too? Whoa. Who's going to read our Bible story for today from our children's Bible, again, our Children of God Storybook Bible, and so he's going to share the story for our theme today.
Hello, everybody. So this story, Bible lesson, is entitled Jesus Calms the Storm, and it's because God is in charge. That's why the storm is calmed. And it's from Luke 8 and Matthew 8. And you can see the pictures. There's a huge storm going on, but I'm going to read about it. Let's go to the other side of the lake, Jesus suggested one day, wanting to find a quiet place to rest. He and his disciples got into a boat and started sailing. Bright sunlight sparkled on the water, and gentle waves rocked Jesus to sleep, just like a really nice day out on San Diego Bay. But while he napped, the wind began to blow, and the waves crashed onto the deck. The boat was filled with water, and the disciples were terrified it would sink. "Master, Master," they cried, "wake up, we are going to drown." See, look at, it's all turbulent, and they're all scared. And then Jesus stood up and spoke quietly to the wind. "Calm, be gentle." And to the waves he said, "Peace, be still." Suddenly the wind stopped blowing, the waves stopped crashing, and all was peaceful once again. Jesus turned to his friends. "Why were you afraid? Don't you trust God to protect you?" The disciples stared at each other with their mouths hanging open in amazement. "Who is this man?" they whispered. "Even the wind and the waves obey him." And then it says, "Dear God, help me to trust you when I am afraid."
You want to hold the page up and I'll zoom in so they can see the pictures? There we go. So there is Jesus calming the storm. I love the pictures.
Oh, it's so dramatic.
So now we have some activities we're going to do, right?
Yes, we're going to do activities based on this lesson. So we're going to do things with making a storm. Hey, Zoe. We're going to do things making a storm, and then making a boat, and then making a seashore, and then making a prayer box. So there are 4 fun things that work with this lesson.
Should we bring our helpers up to answer some questions while you're getting set up?
Sure.
Okay.
Hello. Okay. Hi. Okay. So we're gonna. If you flip over your packet, there will be a bunch of questions on the back. So the first question is, what did the disciples fear?
The disciples feared that they would sink and drown.
Are you okay?
He's okay.
Okay.
Oops.
Okay.
The next question is, who helped the disciples? Jesus helped the disciples. Yeah.
And how did he help them?
He calmed the storm.
Wow.
Okay. Think about a time when you were afraid or worried. What did you do?
Well, at night, when we get nightmares, we can pray to God and talk to a friend about it. Sorry, wrong one.
And then, who should you turn to when you feel fearful or worried? You can turn to your best friends, a parent, a pastor, or you could pray and turn to God. So yeah, those are all the questions. So,
All right. Good job.
Zoe, come back. So we're going to make our own storm. And we're going to make it with, you have a pack of bubbles, and you have some Some people have little vials of food coloring and some have tubes, so there's all different kinds of coloring.
Do you want to do
So what you're going to do is take a little bit of the bubbles. We're going to make something like this. This is kind of what it's going to look like, but no one should look the same. They're all going to be different. They're all going to be bubble storms. Can you see that? Okay, so no one's will look the same. They're all going to be your own creation. So first we're going to take a little bit of the bubble mix, shake it up a little. Pour maybe an inch. An inch is about this much or so in the bottom. I've already done mine, but I'm just pretending.
We're doing ours.
And then, because you have two colors, so you can make two different, and they have cups and everything, right, Pastor Sarah? Okay, you have everything at home. That's perfect. So now you can make it as dark or light as you want. So the bubbles can be really light, like it could be pink or it could be dark red. For mine, it can be light green or dark green. But then you need to start just really mixing it up. Mix until it starts to get frothy, like bubbles, like a bubble bath. But like a green bubble bath. Or a red bubble bath. Do you have yours mixed up?
We're going to make orange.
Oh, you're going to make orange?
Like we're going to put in a little bit of each.
Oh, okay. When they mix on the thing, they'll mix together too and make orange. Okay, so now we have the colors mixed up. So mix until they're really frothy. Then just take a little bit and blow it onto your paper, the bubbles. Just blow the bubbles onto your paper. So it's kind of like that. You'll see they're bubbles. So they'll still be a bubble and then eventually they'll dry. And then you'll have this. But we're going to do them actually on your day 3 fear worry sheet. So we're going to make the storm right on this sheet. So let's make them there. Are we going to do the whole thing or just get it started?
Just get them started.
Okay, so.
You want to try it?
But don't suck it in. It's not, you don't want to drink it. It's bubbles. It's soap. So you have to get it and then blow them out.
Okay, ready? Blow it out. Like this is. We'll do the straw.
And then use your other color. Oh, there you go. And if it's not dark enough, then you can make it darker. Mm-hmm. See, when I did the first ones, they were really, really light, and then I added more. So you can keep adding color throughout the whole time to make them darker and darker. So you're going to make a storm of colors, just like the disciples experienced when they were on the boat. It's going to look like a very colorful storm. You know, when we see storms in the sky, sometimes they look sort of greenish, or sometimes they look brown or black. So that's going to be like a really turbulent storm on your page. So however you want to do it, however scary you want your storm to be, but at least it'll be pretty because it's lots of pretty colors, right?
Right.
And you can see Zoe and Ezra are doing theirs. So you have lots of time to do that. So you're going to need a little time though after. Should I go to the next one, Pastor Sarah?
Sure, yeah.
So then after that's dry, which could take a little while because see the bubbles haven't even popped yet. So after they pop and they dry and they get more like this, they're light. So then it's all dry. Then we're going to actually make the boat on the storm, just like the Bible lesson was. So you have this page right here, and it says, Day 3 fear page, use craft sticks and blue tissue squares for the water. The children you can glue down the sticks to make a boat, and then draw Jesus and the disciples in the boat, and then glue the tissue paper for the water. So you're going to make that whole, just like how it was in that book, you're going to make something like that, your version. So you're going to...
Oh, and your glue is right behind you there.
Oh, the glue. I don't think this one's open, Pastor Sarah. I'm just going to pretend. Because I don't want to give too much direction. So you can make your own kind of boat, but there are only 3 sticks, so it can't be too different. But I guess it would be like that. Something like that, maybe, whatever you want to make a boat. And then put the blue water underneath. So when you're finished, it's going to be like interpretation of that Bible lesson. So you'll glue that all down with your glue stick, with this glue bottle, the craft glue.
There.
See, you want to hold up your turbulent storm, Zoe? Wow. And then I'll show you mine. Mine is, I have different colors. We all have different colors, so.
Mine looks like spring.
Mine is red and green, and I didn't finish it, but
Mine is.
yours is an Easter storm.
Yeah.
So after you're finished with that, so that might take a little while to dry, but you can set that one aside. So you have lots of activities. Let's move this aside. Then, when the disciples came ashore, then it wasn't stormy anymore, and it was nice out. So then, maybe they hung out by the beach for a while and relaxed, because, they were all calmed down. So you have this whole kit there. You're going to make your own sandbox, your own seashore. So should I make one?
Sure, yeah.
Look at all this cool sand they put together for us.
I wonder what the sand. I did wonder what the sand.
Oh yeah, look at, ooh, it feels good. It does look like brown, or like chocolate. And then you can just put the shells in there. You can put shells in.
I'll get you your own in a little bit.
You can put shells in, and if you have other things, maybe you've collected on your walks on, the bay or at Coronado or whatever, maybe you found little pieces of broken glass, or like sea glass, or you found other shells or sand dollars or whatever you like. You can put there and make your own shore, just like when the disciples and Jesus came ashore, then it was nice and calm, and this is a fun, calm beach.
Yes, that's right.
So one more activity, can you believe it? Or at
I
least
know.
this will be the fourth one. So now, this one is really cool because you have a place where you can put your prayers when you worry. So this one is, you have the page that says, take this box, and then you can glue on all these little doodads in here, all these little stars and jewels and all kinds of things. You can make a prayer box, and it says, whenever you have a prayer concern, you can write it on some paper and put it in here as a prayer and let God do the rest. That's what it says. So you have a storm to make, then you have a boat to make on top, then you have a happy seashore, then you have a prayer box. So you have lots of things, right, Pastor? Thank you for putting these all together. What a great way to represent our theme for today with God rescuing us and fear and danger.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kurt, for being our demonstrator. He is very skilled at this, so I was relieved to have another helper showing us how to craft. And we hope that you join us at 12 o'clock for show and tell. Show us some of the things you made. I emailed out that Zoom link for show and tell. And we're going to do another song here quick, and then we'll see you at noon. So thank you.
Let's do it! Amigo! Amigo! One Lord thy God is with thee. Amigo! 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 One Lord thy God is with thee. Be not afraid, be not afraid, walk in faith and victory. Come on, walk in faith and victory. One Lord thy God is with thee. Come on, don't stop, Amigo! Amigo! Be strong, be strong. One Lord thy God is with thee. Amigo! Amigo! Be strong, be strong. One Lord thy God is with thee. Be not afraid, be not afraid, walk in faith and victory. Come on, walk in faith and victory. One Lord thy God is with thee. One more time. People, be strong, be strong. For the Lord thy God is with thee. People, be strong, be strong. For the Lord thy God is with thee.